Okay, so welcome back to another Dragon the Nine Realms. I'm not even lying to any of you. I am not lying when I say this. I am in tears right now because of how stupid this episode was. I know that a lot of you are out there probably wondering, man, you really hate this show. Like, I mean, it can't be that bad. And you know, I was willing to give it a chance. I don't remember the last time I watched something that got me so annoyed that I literally started crying, like tears started falling. You know what, let's just start.
As we've been discussing in our modern age with smartphones, video blogs, and social media.
This woman looks like the Grubhub people. They all do look like the Grubhub people. She's not the worst looking one, but good lord. So she says learning to speak in public has become a lost art. Guess who's super afraid to speak in public? So D'Angelo's like, oh, Alex is gone. She does one of those things where she's like the wind. So Alex is terrified because she doesn't like public speaking. I mean, I guess you're not afraid of random dragons that you walk upon, but you're afraid of public speaking. Everybody has their shtick. Let's just allow it. So they're all practicing their public speaking in this discount bad excuse for Hollow Earth. I hate June. Alex is like, oh, I don't need to practice. My speech is already done.
Don't need to. Whoa. Good morning, Knickers.
What? You know, I had the captions on the first time, so I saw what she said, but when I was editing this over, I had to do a double here because I was like, wait, what the frick did she just say? Imagine a little kid mishearing this, because I used to do that all the time when I was really little and thinking that they said one thing when they didn't. Then you end up having situations like these.
Two. Whoa. Good morning, Knickers. Today I'm going.
So that all aside, you mean to tell me you had this ability to create holograms this entire time? Do you know how many things that could have been used for in the past? That is very interesting. Let's see if they... I'm not even gonna go there. Never mind. You know what? No. All right. Okay. I'm not even going to go there because, oh my God. You know, there are 3-year-olds smarter than this. There are 4-year-olds smarter than this, which is what I'm guessing the target audience is for, even though they're trying to bring in people from the old franchise, you know, people who have freaking brains, that would be asking, why don't you use the holograms to do this and do that? Oh no, it's just for this episode. I bet you it's gonna be. You wanna bet? You want to bet your left tits and left ball sack that that's what's going to happen? I bet it's going to be used for something else. I bet you. Specifically for this episode, and then it will never come up again. Anyway, so they get some kind of warning system for the trackers and shit that they put down in the hidden world in a specific sector, and so they go to find out what is triggering it.
Nothing's here.
Tom, you can't just blaze off on your own like that.
I'm sorry, excuse me? Do you not remember in just the last episode when you guys all left D'Angelo by himself without a freaking dragon, but Tom goes with his dragon and you're telling him he can't just blaze off on his own? Really? Really? Are we really doing this? Dumbass. So they find dragon bones. Then they get surrounded by a bunch of things that are equidistant from each other. Then it turns out to be these things that look very much like feathers. She's like, huh? And her owner's like, no, stay with me. But these things are super aggressive. And I'm thinking, you know what? At least these things are trying to actually hurt them. D'Angelo actually gets bitten. And oh my God, tickle my eardrums. I'm actually starting to believe, oh, well, actually, maybe we have a decent episode with some element of danger. Let's see how long this lasts. Let's see how long before something stupid happens or how rare this is going to be.
Help me! Oh my God!
She's being dragged away. She's being kidnapped, you freaking idiots. What do you want her to teleport back to you? Oh my God, I'm so sad. Sucks to be you, Feathers. So now they're all wondering what to do about Feathers. It'd be funny as hell if they just wanted some Sookie and that's why they took her. So June is saying, yo, those things were white. They were totally the undead. And D'Angelo tries to explain to her that they're just creepy looking feathers like dragons. Swishface claims that in Chinese mythology, white dragons are an omen of death, except those dragons were not white. So D'Angelo gets a little scared because he's like, oh, is that right? Oh dear. Now he starts to spend the entire episode worrying about whether or not he's a freaking zombie. And he hides this from his friends.
Fortunately, no one was bitten.
Why is that?
If the undead bite you, you become one.
So of course he's like, oh my God, well, it's a good thing no one was bitten. This thing is so freaking ugly, bro. Look at that shit. That is cursed.
All that matters is those horrible creatures have feathers, and we have to get her back.
Alex, didn't you put a tracker on our saddles? We can use that to find feathers.
Oh, yeah.
So let me get this straight. She is the one that put the trackers in the dragon's saddles. I am very sure that she is the one that came up with that plan. Bitch, you are the one that put the freaking GPS stuff in the dragons, and that wasn't the first thing you thought of? Isn't she supposed to be the smartest person in the group? Like, if you guys have GPS collars for your dogs, or Apple AirTags or whatnot, and your dog gets lost, what is the first thing that you're doing? You're gonna sit there with your legs folded up for half an hour, saying it's so sad that your freaking dog is gone, or are you going to get on your phone and track your goddamn dog? Oh my god, I cannot. I'm sorry I'm yelling, but I just hate these pieces of shit so freaking bad. And I don't remember if they covered this in season 1 or season 2. Honestly, I forgot, because when I walk away from these things, I'd rather cleanse my palate, so I will forget some of it, so forgive me if I am forgetting. But if this wasn't mentioned prior to this, it's very annoying that they keep on coming up with these convenient plot points to have people solve problems instead of actually using their brains or showcasing the characters developing their intelligence by using their brains or trying to actually problem solve. They just pull something up out of their ass. Like if they need to fly. Oh, don't you remember that thing that I created in an app that can put air balloons in your jeans, and when you fart, the balloons inflate with your methane, and then somehow it's able to have you take off into the air and fly? Like, it's just so weird. So, fuck him, who cares? So they go back to the place where she was dragged away. They weren't that far away though. Whatever, I can't. She says, oh my god, I'm so scared. I should have gone after her. And they're like, but they would have grabbed you too, which is true. And then she answers, at least we would have been together. No, bitch, you would have been dead. They would have eaten you and you would have turned into their scat. Are you an idiot? I hate this freaking doe-eyed Foz thing she has going on here. These characters are so unlikable, and they look like Shrek's children. So then they find the invisible zombie dragons. We know they're not zombie dragons, even though they look like zombie dragons. And June is all like, oh, they're acting in unison. Look at that. They're kumbaya-ing. Man, they're cursed. God damn. Can you imagine if there was a horror movie with these things, and then she just looks dead at you, and then you see her hand, just like an 8-bit, automatically appear with a knife in it? I could see this being a horror movie. Then D'Angelo tries to start acting like them because he's a freaking idiot. I can't stand him. So they look, and I guess all of a sudden, okay, there's no heat signature. Look, I mean, she has a freaking Doctor Who sonic screwdriver that can do absolutely everything. It's a thermosensor as well. Like, bro, I cannot with these characters. Seriously, there's so many times when this girl alone, this freaking Mary-ass Sue, could have used this one device to solve all of their problems, because it can just do everything. How convenient. Let's toss out good writing and have the cry or the dragon actually make a noise. Oh no, she can see her heat signature in there. Whatever, let's excuse that. So they make the assumption that these zombie dragons' wings are all torn up, so they can't fly. They're not that torn up, first of all. And I'm sorry, when in the How to Train Your Dragon franchise have little holes in dragon wings ever stopped them from taking flight? I mean, Exhibit A, the hideous Zippleback. This thing, not only does it have wings that are too small for its body/bodies, but it also has holes in its wings. Observe. What have we here? What have we here? As a matter of fact, when you see them take the twins and they expand their wings, holes are lined all down the end sides of these dragons' wings. Look, and they are still able to fly. Also, the Gronkle, with all that flesh on it, it's so big and fat and corpulent, yet those little tiny wings are able to lift it off the ground. So I don't know how all of a sudden they have decided that this is an issue, and you'll understand also why this is so freaking stupid. Anyway, they fly over the dragons that are oscillating. This looks like a scene from out of Avatar when all of them were spinning in circles. Or I mean, come on, they ripped that right off from that. Really? So they figure if they fly right over the hive mind, they're gonna get away. Yeah, let's see how that works. So the stupid zombie creatures use some sonar sonic attack. This dumbass gets knocked off her dragons. What kind of falling is that? Ew, look at how she got... What? Bro. Her legs split in the same way the dragon's neck split from their body is so freaking hilarious to me. I don't know why. Her back should have been broken, but whatever. So Tom and the bootleg Toothless are able to get to the very scared looking Feathers. Don't worry, Feathers, we're gonna save you, you dumbass. But before they can, this big ass... I don't know why this is so hilarious to me. This whole thing is so ridiculous. And you're gonna see why. Because now, like, just keep in mind, I had to watch this twice. Let that sink in for a second. I had to watch this 2 times. And watching it the second time to make this video, I don't even know, man. You'll understand where it's going. Because it's going somewhere, sort of, and it makes no sense. But anyway, this thing comes out, and it's like, no, I'm guarding her. First of all, how did the dragons even manage to put her in that jail? Obviously, this thing did, because those things can't fly, unless they climbed up there. And this thing's angry and doesn't want anyone close. So when Sonic booms them, they all fall down, and guess what happens? They're all okay, but conveniently, most of the dragons aren't able to fly now. Stupid D'Angelo's like, I'm turning into a zombie. I can feel the hive mind calling me. Don't worry, my friends. I don't want you to get infected as well. So this freaking idiot tells his friends, even though they tell him over and over again, oh look, that zombie story was just June being an idiot. There's no real zombie threat here. He doesn't care. He's like, no, tie me to my dragon. Honestly, I think the thing they should all be worrying about is infection from the dragon bite. You know, since there's a lot of bacteria in their mouths. And then, now you know, in this episode, there are dangerous dragons that are very aggressive roaming around. And his friends knew for certain, which they seem to, which they keep on repeating to him, that there's no zombie problem. It's not a zombie apocalypse. These dragons are not zombies. Why would you then enable him and tie him up and leave him in a questionable position where he can't defend himself and the dragons can eat him? His dragon also cannot fly. So it's not like the dragon can get away if those things all come. He looks like a sacrifice. Can we be real for a moment?
Seriously, I can't believe you're making me do this.
Bro, look where you are. You're down there. He's up here. How is he making you do anything?
You are not a zombie.
Why are you tying him up then? Are you an idiot? He's not a freaking child. I swear to God. Like, this is the worst possible time. This dude is so dumb. He always has these little role-playing or schizo moments, and they're not even legitimate, and everyone knows he's being like that, and they still enable him. To what end? This is so irresponsible. Tom, you dumb blonde. This is one of those cases where you do not encourage him.
Needs to be tight, okay? This is the only way to keep you safe from me.
I want to punch him in his freaking taint. I'm sorry. That thought probably should have just stayed in my head. But these fucking characters, I swear. If you really do believe, you freaking dumbass, that you're turning into a zombie, I think that would be the time to probably tell the grown-ups. What do you think is going to happen? Maybe find a way to cure the situation, or maybe tell the grown-ups, hey, there are dragons out there that can turn humans into zombies. Wouldn't you think this is a much bigger problem? And other humans, his other friends, don't believe this is the case. Again, the question still remains. Why are you tying him up? And conveniently, Tom and his dragon can still fly. And now she's all brave and she's like, I'm gonna get Feathers.
No, stay here and help Trinity. Some things you have to face alone.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I need a whole ass break right now. I will be back. I cannot. Hold on. How much is left? How much is. I can't. Fuck. Hold on. Okay, I need to take a break. I'll be right back.
Don't want to give birth or get your period? Be a man.
Started back. I needed a palette cleanser because, good lord. Go check out Dismic Animations. Oh, yeah, let's get back to this. So, When we left off, Goggles over here was talking about doing certain things alone. Don't think this is the right thing to apply that logic to, but this is Dragon's 9 Realms. No logic exists here. Why are they playing heroic music? She looks like a freaking dumbass. Let me go head off into battle by myself against all these dragons. Not like it's going to require most of us to do what we need to do so that Feathers has the best chance of survival. I got some ego thing I want to go tripping off of to make myself feel better. Is this supposed to be her redemption arc because she was scared to stand up and do her speech?
Be the wind, Alex. Whoosh.
The only whoosh you're gonna hear is when one of those things whoosh and swoop down and scoop her off from her feet and she goes sliding down their throat holes. But whatever, go send your friend into battle. Didn't June just say it was stupid and irresponsible, or implied that early on, for people to go blazing off on their own?
Tom, you can't just blaze off on your own like that.
Right, but we're all like, yes, queen, when she goes to do it. Regardless of whether or not they're going to be giving her cover, having her go into a pack like that is kind of irresponsible. So anyway, the other dragons are like, let's try to distract them, and conveniently do so with the few dragons that just happen to be in the area, forgetting that it's a horde, like they said, of dragons, so most of them might not be in the immediate vicinity. And you distracting these ones doesn't necessarily mean that she's not going to run into others. Wow. Oh my god. Check this out. Oh my god. Wow, look at that. A shield. Something that just so happens to be on the floor exactly where she's going to walk, that just so happens to have a handle for an arm and is shaped exactly like a shield that she's going to need. So as she's running, she sees one of those things and she's like, let me stand up, and it can't see me. So, can't see your legs? Your legs are exposed, but plot convenience. It didn't see it move. God almighty.
You're brave, Alex. You're brave.
Why would you speak right as it's barely moved from the area where you're standing, where you were hiding from it moments ago, and you decide to not whisper, but in your normal, regular voice, say, be brave, Alex, be brave. There's a difference between being brave and being stupid. And for someone who's supposed to be the smartest person of the group, the smartest person in the group, she sure is acting like the dumbest. So they're blasting and trying to draw all the dragons to them, which is a very stupid idea because this can't possibly be all of them. And the one guy, D'Angelo's like, bathe in my juice, they'll think you're one of them. You see all these dragons heading towards you. Regardless of whether or not he's strapped to his dragon, he has no way to jump off or maneuver. You have him in a questionable position. Not to mention, you put the dragon in a questionable position as well, because now she can't even properly use her horn to defend herself, and nobody thinks to untie him or cut him loose. Alice continues climbing, and she's like, I got this. Oh, now you hide all of your body? You know what else baffles me about this dumb episode?
They can cloak!
But it's like the episode forgot all about that. And conveniently, the dragons, as they're advancing and they know they're being attacked, they just forget they can go invisible. They happen to stay fully visible so that it's convenient for the stupid humans, the other ones, to pick them off. Also, when they detect something, you'd think that they would go invisible as well. Man, the massive convenience for these characters is astounding. So Alex finds Feathers, and Feathers looks so scared. Oh my god, look what they're doing to me. And as she's trying to break her free, oh look, this guy didn't forget that he had invisibility. So June says this little move was a circle of protection. Funny you didn't think to use that when these things were attacking you earlier on in the episode, but whatevs. So Alex is running from this thing, and check out how overly accommodating this plot has become.
Good morning, Icarus. Today I'm going to discuss the important...
How? So she's using her little device hologram. And this was initially for her speech. I'm guessing what she did for the hologram is she rehearsed her speech when she was alone and recorded it, and so she could put the hologram up there. Yet, the hologram is able to interact with its surroundings as it's shown in the beginning of the episode.
Not send this thing.
So it's able to react. So either she pre-recorded and knew all these things were gonna happen, or B, she can press buttons to make it do certain things, which would require a lot of intricacies, which I didn't think she accounted for. Or 3, this bitch just invented AI technology, which is definitely world-breaking. And I mean like self-aware or interactive, heavily interactive AI technology.
Importance of a good avatar.
She just, okay, so it just starts skipping now and malfunctioning conveniently when the thing figures out it's a hologram. Not before. And it does everything that she needs it to do right up until the point the thing figures out she's a hologram. Oh, what's up? Guess what? I'm going to start speaking like a computer now because you've just discovered that I'm a hologram. The people who are watching this are too stupid to figure that out. So it turns out she freed her dragon, and this is supposed to be a heartwarming, poignant moment. It's not. It's a piece of shit, this stupid-ass freaking show. And then she's like, stay away from my dragon. Yeah. So she frees the other creatures. There were 2 others like her dragon that were in there. And as it's airily trying to fight, the other dragons run out of steam. I don't know how they were covering her because she asked them to cover her, and they weren't. They just stood in one place and waited for all the dragons to surround them while she went in there alone with the rest of the horde that was still there guarding the area. So none of that made any fucking sense.
Wait a minute.
Bro, now you're gonna hear the whole explanation for why this works. Okay, see, so this is so exciting, you guys. So you see, it turns out that these things are exactly like feathers, but here's the explanation that they give you, because I was so confused. Oh my god, I hate stupidity so freaking much. Like, it's different if you know you're being stupid, but they legitimately think this is freaking good writing. I don't understand who the hell is at the helm of this, but they need to all be fired and do something else worthy of their time. Make it a parody or something, because clearly that's not what this is. Oh my god. Want to hear what the explanation is to all of this?
Colorful underneath. They're not zombies.
Of course. They're just molting.
They're molting. They're shedding old skin. I don't know how they end up having holes in their wings straight through, because if that were the case, you were supposed to see the pretty wings underneath, but let's not explain that. So he goes into saying they're shedding their old skin. It can make some animals feel very vulnerable, so they act aggressive. That's literally what he says verbatim. I'm not even lying. If you don't believe me, here's the captions. They're just molting, shedding old skin. It can make some animals feel vulnerable, so they act aggressive. So that means he's not turning into a zombie. This is why this makes no sense, right? First of all, Feathers could have done this all along. From the very beginning of the episode. I'm sorry, I'm raising decibels here with my voice. Freaking nasty ass bitch. Sorry, I freaking hate these things. She could have done this whole time. This episode did not need to happen. But she didn't do it. She let those things drag her away. It's like she had no self-defense mechanism. Weird. Funny how that happens. Anyway, she got dragged away and got jailed. They require another one of their species to blow at them. Oh my god, the stupidity is making me stupid, bro. Let's dissect this, shall we? So feather species molt and their feathers turn into horns and whatnot. Really don't know what this had to do with the dragon bones, but anyway, they all, look, the design is not even the same. How? But anyways, they're molting. Why not? First of all, they didn't use the invisibility cloak thing when they had the opportunity to. They forgot they could use it when it was convenient for the main characters, right? Look at them all being attacked. Everyone is using their powers. All the dragons are using everything in their freaking arsenal to fight these things off, except for her. You have that ability, you know you can use it, and you chose not to use it. You get hauled off instead, like, oh my god, I'm super helpless right now. And she's like, oh my god, so am I, bitch. And so you do not use this ability. You don't even go invisible to try and help yourself. I don't know if that would actually work with her kind. She doesn't even try. And then these things capture her for some dumbass reason. Why would you want to take her away? Like, I don't even understand. None of that made sense. But let's look at this. This is where we discover that as they're flying overhead, these creatures have the ability to shoot their sonic stuff at them. So while they are all doing this, it never occurs to any of these dragons to do this to each other to get each other to molt. Are these the first iterations of their kind? And it just so happens that if they're super aggressive, would they not be super aggressive with each other? Every single one of these dragons, I'm assuming because they dragged feathers away, that they probably dragged other ones of their kind here. Or they all come here together. Who the hell knows? But none of the dragons fought back. None of the dragons used their sound power at the other dragons trying to attack them so that they would molt. None of them, not one. But Feather did it. Why didn't the others? No accidents happen when they're super aggressive and they use their sound power so it can chip some of them off. No, how convenient that this whole thing was orchestrated in just this way. This is horrible writing. So now all the dragons are free. Thanks for helping us molt because we can't do it ourselves. So they're like, blast the rest of them. So Feathers is doing all the work. Why are these bitches not helping? Dragons are smart, right? If they see that she's helping them, why are they not helping? So then the big one comes and all the little dragons are like, oh my God, yeah, you're right. We're so dumb. Let's do this together. Let's all do it. And then it's like, oh my God. Ugh. I'm totally okay now. My brain went away for a quick moment, and now I'm fine. And this happens to have horns. When they were in their molted state or pre-molted state, they had horn protrusion. This thing happens to have actual legitimate horns when it molts, but the others don't. How convenient. It looks so weird. Like, they blast them. Why would the feathers look like that when they're pre-molt? Whatever, bro. I can't even. So everyone lived happily ever freaking after, and then they remembered to untie D'Angelo. By the way, you know that whole spiel about her being afraid to speak in public with people? They never follow up on that in this episode. You would think that most cliche things like this show would follow up on that. So, methinks that they only did that to showcase her being a freaking Iron Man super genius times 3,000 and coming up with that hologram thing so that she could beat the stupid dragon later. That was basically the only purpose for the whole not being able to speak in public thing and just creating a hologram. I would be more inclined to believe this trash if they didn't brand it How to Train Your Freaking Dragon. What could go wrong if we set this in the future, they said. I don't know why I thought that this episode was going to be any different. The more I continue down this road, the angrier I get. I was actually legitimately in a bad mood after watching this, or while I was watching it the first time. My husband came home with the groceries. I went out to help him, and I was in a sour freaking mood because of this. Why is this so stupid? And then you look at Race of the Edge and check out the feel of this show compared to this one.
It's not one big dragon. It's tons of little ones.
They're joining back up around the white one.
He must be the leader. This is amazing. No! You guys, get your dragons free now!
Notice how you actually see Hiccup employ strategy and thinking. If Tom and his mother are supposed to be descendants of Hiccup, which is what they're alluding to, why do they have none of the intelligence?
Hiccup, it's coming for you!
Do you see how Hiccup looks afraid? You can still have comedic moments in Race to the Edge, but they still manage to convey fear. Hiccup still feels like a real freaking person. How did they get that so wrong with this show? And I'm pretty sure little kids could still enjoy this as well. I'm actually convinced that some of these programmers, either they're using AI to write some of this stuff, or they're perpetually in a state of cocaine-induced delirium, or they're purposely trying to make the next generation stupid. It's just astounding to me how ridiculously dumb this is. Anyway, oh, Lord have mercy. Thanks so much for watching. I'm sorry, I'm not even in the mood.